Are competitors stealing your client? Here's a playbook and script for mortgage professionals when your past clients are applying with the competition. A step-by-step script and playbook for your sales and marketing efforts. We're all ears here, listening for new ways to capture business in a smaller market. It's about making every action count and creating leads for yourself and building stronger realtor-partner relationships. If you can generate leads and use those to create and strengthen your referral partners, that's a win-win on two sides. It's really making your efforts count in two ways. And this playbook and strategy is specifically related to the inquiry alerts in MonitorBase. Now, what is an inquiry alert? Well, first, this contact meets the minimum credit criteria set by your organization and has recently had their credit pulled for a mortgage in the past 24 hours. They could have started that application process with their bank or their credit union or an online lender or with any other mortgage lender that maybe their agent referred them to. Most of the time, they didn't make a conscious effort to choose this specific lender that they wanted to talk to and not return to you. They just went with whatever option was presented to them at the time. And in any case, if you have worked with them in the past or have some affinity with that borrower, you still have a very good chance of winning the business. Now, whether they are in the process of refinancing or buying a home, there is still plenty of time to connect. Also, don't give up if you don't connect on your first attempt. After a week or two, they may have lost faith in the service or the ability of whomever they first applied with. Or maybe they don't like the terms and want a second opinion now. We suggest connecting now and again in 1 week and then again in 30 days. And just a tip, if the contact is a first-time buyer, they will be very interested to hear about 100% financing options or some sort of down payment assistance programs. Even first-time buyers with a down payment saved up want to know their options. Now, unlike some of the predictive alerts that we've been discussing or the migration alerts, this client is in the market, or at least they were yesterday. And rather than this alert being a numbers game about finding the people that are in the market, we know that they're in the market, and this is the numbers game about getting in contact with them and getting them to let you have a chance at their business. They are in the market, they know you, and in most cases they trust you. But there are still 3 possible outcomes when you do your outreach here. Number 1, they're in the market, they're open to a second opinion, and they're glad that you called. Now, this one is way more common than people realize. But number 2, they're in the market, but they're happy and not really looking for a second opinion yet, and we'll cover more on that in a minute. Or number 3, they were in the market yesterday, but they've since changed their mind, or they got their questions answered. Knowing that you are going to be reaching out to these 3 sets of people without knowing in advance which is which, here is the script for that initial outreach. And again, with all of our scripts, these are just an example. Feel free to make it your own and communicate the message in your own words. But it starts with introducing or reintroducing yourself. So, hey John, this is William. And with all of our scripts, we really recommend make the connection immediately. Introduce yourself and then jump into reminding them of how you know each other. This will change the tone of the conversation from a cold call to a warm call. So for example, if you helped them with financing to, purchase a home 2 years ago, bring that up. And if this is a contact that maybe an agent had provided to you, let the client know about that connection, that relationship. So in those scenarios, you say something, something like, hey, we worked together a couple of years ago to purchase your home. Or you say, I work closely with agent's clients, right? Agent names clients. That's Steven's clients. Or you let them know, hey, we met at a homebuyer seminar that I held a year ago. You get the picture. It's going back, remembering, and reintroducing that context of how you personally have a connection to this person. It's about making that connection. Now, once the conversation has relevance, it's time to start talking about them. You may want to talk about yourself and all of your programs, but start out with something like, hey, you may have seen the letter or the email from me recently. My system periodically reaches out to clients that may be in the market, and your name popped up. So I thought I would just give you a quick call and see if I could answer any housing, market, or mortgage-related questions for you. and then let them talk. Ask the follow-up questions that will get them talking about their future plans. And that might look like, have you been looking into buying a home or refinancing your current mortgage? Or it might be, would you be interested in having me email you a quote as well, just for comparison? Or you might say, has someone let you know about your area's down payment assistance programs? Give value, let that conversation continue from there with you asking questions about them and let them tell you how you could help them. Remember, selling and buying a home is very complicated as a process, and people don't really want a mortgage, they want a home. The more value that you can give in the form of insights, answering questions, clearing up complications, the more likely they will be to open up and have a meaningful discussion with you. So differentiate yourself, not by talking about rates and terms. That really just puts people to sleep, and it sounds the same from one lender to the next. Differentiate yourself. Tell them how you are unique compared to other lenders. Focus on individual programs that you have that your competitors don't have. Focus on solutions that address the specific things that they said they were trying to solve in that earlier conversation. Now, depending on which of the three scenarios occurs, there are really a couple of possible next steps that you want to follow the process here for. The first scenario was the homeowner is interested in getting a quote from you. So obviously answer their questions and get them the quote. Focus on the unique products and services that your competitors don't have, especially if those can solve the problems that your client brought up in the earlier conversation. If they're selling and don't already have a listing agent, ask them if it's okay to introduce them to a good agent that you know and trust. Your agents will love this referral, and the benefit is even if they stick with their current lender and don't come to you, you've still improved that realtor relationship. And if possible, introduce the agent personally so the client has a warm introduction and the agent knows the referral came from you. And then after that, keep in touch. It's about being as persistent as you can without being a pest. So the fight isn't over because you got them a quote. Keep winning and earning their business till the deal has closed. Now, the other scenario is the homeowner isn't interested at this time. Remember, they just started the process. They might have just been in the honeymoon stage, and during that first call, they said, no, I think I'm good. When it comes to mortgages, we all know that so much can change in a week. Send them an email, thank them for their time, and let them know that you're on standby to help with any hurdles they may encounter. And then set yourself a reminder to follow up in 1 week. Ask them how the process is going. If they're getting neglected by their current lender, let them know that you want to help them move faster. And then set a reminder to follow up in 30 days. Check in again and see what has changed. And if you can, give them a second opinion. If they don't answer, leave a voicemail using the above scripts. Send a text message if you can, again, with similar messaging here. Send a follow-up email and then set a reminder to follow up again in 1 or 2 weeks. It's about persistence as much as anything, especially with the inquiry alert. Now, this alert is different than those other alerts. They're in the market. And the only question is if you can reach them and get them to give you a chance at their business. You'll have to make several calls and emails before anybody answers or responds. And then you're going to have to speak with several people before someone says that they are interested in letting you do that competitive quote. And even then, you'll need to follow up with these people who aren't interested right now, the people as well as the people who are, because you can still win back that no. You can still turn a no into a yes next week when the credit union's been neglecting them. Or you can still lose a deal back to that competitor if you aren't on your toes. So remember, even the people who are interested might not be ready right now, and all of these things are going to take time. And as much as we want to rush it, it's important to remember that this is a process. And if you follow these processes that we're outlining in these playbooks and you repeat it, you'll be able to optimize it a little bit over time, make it more your own, and you'll find that within just a few months, you are seeing consistent results. And as your processes improve, your results will improve. And the more time that goes by, the more results you will see from your previous efforts. It's like investing with compound interest. The longer it goes, the more your return will be each month. So you're planting seeds today that are going to produce results in the future. And you can't plant today and expect a harvest tomorrow. Success with a system like this would be capturing an extra deal or 2 each month out of your phone contacts and email contacts and CRM contacts, and then simultaneously being able to generate referrals to your partners to strengthen those existing relationships and create new ones. So for more information on how this system works or any of our playbooks, reach out to MonitorBase. You can email sales@monitorbase.com or go to our site and fill out one of the forms or click on the button below.